Welcome into Dolphins Today. I am your host, Will Scott, breaking down all the latest news and rumors surrounding your Miami Dolphins. And I know I put out a post on our community page about a trade mailbag coming up here soon. That's going to be in the next few days. But today I want to break down some of my trade ideas that I have for the Miami Dolphins. Now, some trades in the near future might be unrealistic or might be difficult because of the Dolphins' draft capital. They don't have many picks in this year's draft, but if they pull off a stunning blockbuster trade, I think that might happen after the draft. And let's take a look at my first trade idea involving Deebo Samuel. It would probably look something like this. 49ers receive a 2023 first-round pick, a 2023 second-round pick, and a future draft pick as well. So I just said 2024 third-round pick. That's likely what it would take to get a player like Deebo Samuel, kind of similar to the package the Chiefs got for Tyreek Hill. But if the Dolphins do this, they would be able to maybe pull this off after the draft. If we see a blockbuster Deebo Samuel trade before the draft, the 49ers are not going to want 2023 draft picks. They are going to want draft picks this year. Unfortunately, the Dolphins do not have the draft capital to pull that off. So their best bet is something happening over the summer with Deebo Samuel. He doesn't report to camp. He requests a trade. Then the Dolphins would be able to pull this off because look at all the draft picks that Miami has. They have 5 draft picks in the first 3 rounds. They have a wealth of draft picks for this, or I should say for next season. Of course, one of those picks they got from the New England Patriots in the DeVante Parker trade. And who would you be trading for? One of the best players in the National Football League, over 1,400 receiving yards last season, 6 touchdowns. But if you trade for him, you'd probably have to pay him something like this. This is from my friend Chase Sr., who hosts the 49ers report here at Chat Sports. Look, I mean, Deebo Samuel is going to want Tyreek Hill money. Tyreek Hill got $30 million a year. Deebo Samuel is likely going to want something in that range. He liked an Instagram post last night that he was in saying he wants $25 million a year. By the way, that post was taken in Miami, Florida. I'm just saying, someone was on my Twitter feed saying, well, everybody goes on vacations in Miami. Look, Deebo Samuel, there has been plenty of Deebo sightings in Miami the last couple weeks. He had lunch with Mike McDaniel not too long ago in Miami. So it's interesting nonetheless, but would Miami be willing to pay him that type of money after paying Tyreek Hill that type of money when if you want Jalen Waddle on your team for the foreseeable future, you might have to pay him something like that in the next few years? I don't know. But let me ask you, would you trade for Deebo Samuel? Type your Y for yes or your in for no. I'm going to type my in for no, but if you have an opportunity to grab him in free agency next year, I am absolutely all for it. But I don't know how I feel about trading a lot of your draft picks next season. So the Deebo rumors really started to heat up when he removed the 49ers from his social media accounts, not only deleting photos of him in a 49ers uniform, but also unfollowing the 49ers from Instagram. And look, I'm not trying to sound like a middle school gossip girl at lunch. He unfollowed them on Instagram. Oh, he did this, he did that. But look, something is obviously up. He's frustrated. He's seen Davante Adams get paid. He's seen Tyreek Hill get paid. He's still waiting to get paid. He's not happy that he hasn't been paid. And look, I'm sure the 49ers, if they can trade Jimmy Garoppolo, will somehow find a way to get Deebo Samuel his money. But Mike McDaniel, who covers the 49ers for NBC Sports San Fran, said this: there has been no indication that the 49ers are openly shopping Samuel in a trade. But Coach Kyle Shanahan said it himself a year ago. Nobody on the team is off limits for trade discussions. He and Lynch would consider, John Lynch, the GM, would consider any legitimate offer. So very interesting stuff there from Mike Mayako of NBC Sports San Francisco. Like I said, we're going to break down any news and rumors surrounding your Miami Dolphins, and if the Dolphins go out and make a big free agent signing, let's say they get JC Tretter. Let's say they get JC Tretter, and I'm out of the office, I'm on the golf course. You know what? I'm going to make a video from the golf course or wherever I'm at that the Dolphins have made a signing. You've seen that from me with the DeVante Parker trade and other big news, so subscribe right now to stay in the loop. Let's go to trade idea number 2. The Dolphins receive wide receiver Jalen Reagor, and the Eagles get a 7th-round pick. And I know, y'all are about to come at me in the comments, but let me explain. Jalen Reagor is a 2020 first-round pick. He was a first-round pick not too long ago, and all you would be giving up for him is a 7th-round pick. And look, I mean, I know his stats are not great. A lot of people are already calling him a bust. He's literally a drops machine, as you see in that photo. The thing that stands out to me about Reagor in terms of these stats is not the fact that he only has 3 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. It's that catch percentage. To put it in comparison, Tyreek Hill has a 67% career catch percentage, and Jalen Waddle in his rookie season had a 74% catch percentage. They're far more reliable receivers, and hence why they're at the top of their game and why the Dolphins have arguably the best wide receiver room in the NFL. Now, here's what that wide receiver room looks like after the DeVante Parker trade. You have Cedric Wilson, who you just got in free agency, who is very good in the slot. So if you acquire Reagor, he's not going to be one of your top 3 receivers. He would probably back up Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, put him on the outside, and see what he can do. He has been in trade rumors lately. Multiple teams, according to some reports we're seeing, have contacted the Eagles about a trade. Now, as we discussed, just 3 touchdowns, just 695 yards in his first 2 seasons, after being a first-round pick in 2020. So maybe a fresh start is what he needs. I mean, he's gotten off to a pretty rocky start in Philadelphia. He has not lived up to some of the expectations he has there. But let's be honest, when the Eagles drafted Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor was doomed for disaster in Philadelphia. It is not an easy place to play. And I like Philadelphia. Great cheesesteaks, great people. But it's not an easy place to play. Eagles fans were in uproar after they passed on Justin Jefferson because we knew Justin Jefferson was going to be the superstar he is today. Jalen Reagor, they reached on him. He was not put in a position to succeed just based on that. He was playing under a lot of pressure in his rookie season, and he never really had a true opportunity to be one of their top receivers after they drafted DeVonta Smith. So let me ask you, would you trade for Jalen Reagor? Type your T for trade or type your P for pass. Again, all the Dolphins are giving up is a 7th-round pick for a guy who was a first-round pick less than 2 years ago. I think that's worth it. Here's another juicy trade idea. The Dolphins get Saquon Barkley and a 2023 5th-round pick. The Giants get a 3rd-round pick next year, a 6th-round pick next year. What do y'all think? I know. Saquon can't stay on the field. He's had a lot of injury issues, just 28 games played the last 3 seasons. He has not been what a lot of people thought he was going to be after a solid rookie season. And trading him would save the Giants $7.5 million in cap space. ESPN mentioned him as a trade candidate. So maybe after a disappointing first couple seasons of his career, the Giants will be looking to move on. Last season, Barkley on PFF ranked 58th out of 62 running backs, and he only averaged 3.7 yards a carry. That's bad. You know what also is bad? You know who else is bad? Jason Garrett, who was his offensive coordinator last season. Joe Judge was his head coach. If you give him Mike McDaniel, he could explode. He needs somebody like Mike McDaniel to save his career, revive his career, turn him into one of the best running backs in the National Football League. Last season, the 49ers led the NFL in rushing yards, and they didn't have a Derrick Henry. They didn't have a Nick Chubb. They didn't have a Jonathan Taylor. And they still led the NFL in rushing yards because of Mike McDaniel. They did it with Elijah Mitchell, and they did it with Raheem Mostert. I'm just saying, maybe Saquon needs somebody like Mike McDaniel to get his career back on track. If you love the Fins, like this video right now. Like I said, we're keeping you in the loop with all new Dolphins news and rumors. So if you love the Fins, be sure to give us a like on this video. Let's get into my last trade idea here. The Dolphins need a center, so instead of signing JC Tretter, which they should still sign JC Tretter. Chris Greer, you're watching the show, sign JC Tretter. Or they should draft Luke Fortner, and not anybody else, just Luke Fortner. So if they don't do one of those two things, they could do this. They could trade for Matt Hennessey, giving up a 2023 third-round pick. Again, they have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds next season. They have capital. And then you get a 6th-round pick in Matt Hennessey. And you might say that's giving up a lot for a center, but Hennessey was a top 10 center in the league last season, ranked 7th by PFF, far better than Michael Dieter, who was ranked 28th on PFF last season. And the reason the Falcons might be open to trading him is toward the end of the season, he split playing time with then-rookie Drew Dalman. So maybe they like Dalman better. They think that he is the center of the future for Marcus Mariota, whoever is the starting quarterback going forward for the Atlanta Falcons. So maybe Dalman is somebody they're higher on, and they'd be open to trading Hennessey. It could be a win-win because the Falcons right now have 2 centers that they really like. They don't need both of them, and right now the Dolphins have a center who is below average in Michael Dieter. That could be a win-win trade, so let me know what you think in the comments. And be sure to hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what you think of these trade ideas. And again, we will get to your trade ideas here in a mailbag in the next few days. This has been Will Scott with Dolphins Today. As always, go Fins.